What's happening, FarfaYGO here at the Glasgow Regional 2017. We've got first place here again. What did you play today?
I played Draco Zodiac.
Any reason why?
It's a deck I've been testing the most recently when I first read the Draco cards. I didn't like the pure Draco variant, and this just seemed like the best version of the deck. Testing it a lot online, really liked the deck, so I just decided to play it. Managed to get all the cards in time in like 2 days, so just decided to build it for the event.
Alright.
So it went well, so.
See your list.
Okay, so I decided to go a more heavy zoo variant of the deck instead of Draco, because the Draco cards, they're kind of like how Monarchs work. You need to draw Tribute Fodder and Tribute Summon. So like, if you're using your normal summon on the zoo stuff, you need to draw like Masterpiece and a spell to summon it. If you're just drawing the spells and no monsters, they're really bricky and stuff like that. So the zoo cards helps you fix your bricks. So I'll just show this stuff. So Terratop, Autotop, it's literally broken. Haha, Terratop, Autotop, haha, every deck profile. The broken cards obviously are 2 Rat, Whip and Thoroughblade. And then the best card is Ram. I've really considered playing more of this. It's actually really
you only
insane.
need one though, right?
It's highly searchable. Rat bins it all the time. You can search it with Bullhorn, stuff like that. But it is really just broken. You can destroy it in your hand with Diagram, it triggers. Like it back from the grave when you bin it with Rat, destroy it with Diagram. It goes insane.
You mean Trident?
Diagram. You can Diagram destroy it, not Trident. You never just.
Like when you bring it back with Leica, you're supposed to Trident it, right?
No, you can just Diagram pop it and it ends up even better.
Oh, okay.
I can show the Rat Diagram combo if you want, but that's the Zoo Engine I played. Yeah, so.
Sandy, can you get that for me?
So I played 3 Masterpiece for the Draco Engine. It's the only Draco monster I played. I was playing Dynamite Knuckle for a while, but I just decided to cut it because it adds to bricks. And you just need the Masterpiece. Normally you'd be searching Knuckle and then Knuckle sets up a trap during your opponent's turn, but you can just search the trap instead. So the 3 Masterpiece is broken. Nadir's Rand card this format. So we played Maxi and triple Ghost Ash or Ash Blossom. Just put it there.
Yeah,
Maxi, so obviously it's a one-off, but it's when you draw versus Dino, you win the game. That deck can't stop ever. So Ash is broken. It's negated Grass 3 times today. Negated Void Feast twice.
Oh god.
It's literally the nuts. It's so broken. And along with it, I played 3 Ghost Ogre. Because going second versus dinosaurs is extremely scary. Like 2 card combos to end on like VFD Lagia, add a 3rd card to make it a Nat Beast too. That's really scary. You want to just stop the Diagram whenever you're going second. So decided playing 7 hand traps is the best way to like make going second better. So then the Black Sheep for the Zoo combo, standard obviously. To go with the Black Sheep, there's the Fusion Sub, there's spells, then the main spells, 3 Diagram and 3 Terraforming. You want to see it all the time. You open this, you open Masterpiece most of the time. It's so broken, really good. Then we played 3 Heritage. I was playing a heavier Draco spell lineup at one point, like I was playing Disciples, stuff like that, but the 3 Heritage, just when it comes down to it, is all you really need. It's got a cool draw engine that you can use sometimes, but the additional summons, so you just like Zoo combo, you out all their back row, you bait all the responses, and then just out of nowhere you just play this, use your 2nd normal summon, or your 3rd if you want to do it twice. Well, you can't do it twice anymore because they're both the additional summons must return, but when you're playing Heritage you could like normal summon 3 times in the 1 turn. It was insane, but it's just really good.
That used to be called Succession, right?
Yeah, it used to be called Succession. Yeah, it's Heritage now. Then, like I said, it's heavier Zoo Engine, so I'm playing Tenkies. It's also a continuous spell for Masterpiece, so you can banish it from your grave and blow up stuff. It's more fodder. I just want to see Rat all the time because Rat Diagram is so strong. It can just put you so far ahead, but just by seeing Rat. And the Zoo Engine doesn't really lose to as much as Ghost Dash. If you just normal Rat, there's not really a really good time at Ghost Dash. They can Ghost Dash you on your like Lunalite to search the Fusion sub combo, but it's really subpar and you can still end on a good board. So the Zoo Engine is just really strong. Go along with that, you play the 3 Barrages. It's obviously broken. EU Barrages, you want to see that? Fun. Played 2 Instant Fusion.
Oh god. Oh god.
This is really good for like dinos.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, is that why you're saying that? Okay. Yeah, it's a 2 because this is my 39th and my 40th card. I'm not cutting any of these cards, so. And I don't want to, like, 3, I don't want to draw in every opening hand. I want it below in second. I want it as an extender. I don't want too many of it. It's a brick when you start it without any zoo cards. It is really good. Making Dweller, when you know, like, because we're a small regional in Glasgow, I know what everyone's playing. So I just play this and I make Dweller when I know they're playing Dinos and laugh at them. And if I know they're playing Paleo, I make Tornado Dragon. It's because you know what everyone's playing, it makes this card even more broken.
So we only played 2.
Yeah, so we played 2. And then the last 2 cards we played Suture King Return. This is so you can summon Masterpiece during your opponent's turn. Like, one of your main aim is going to be to diagram and set up, have this and Masterpiece. You don't want to summon Masterpiece on your turn because then it gets kaiju'd and you just it's really weak. Whereas if you're doing it on your opponent's turn, you can use this during their turn. So they've made a play into your board. You're forcing you to actually respond. You use this. You just tribute this and one of the useless monsters because you can like zoo combo now and just end up with Emerald Trident and a random rat or a random Xyz now. It doesn't just end Emerald Trident, it ends up with a random monster that doesn't do anything and you can use it as tribute fodder. So you just tribute this in the monster, the trap will pop something and then you can Masterpiece pop something before they even get a chance to kaiju it. So it's really strong just against kaijus in general, especially against the Dino deck. A lot of the time if you've just searched like Masterpiece or the trap and not summoned it, like sometimes their play will involve just going summon Oviraptor, search. They've already searched, so they're not searching the kaiju, and then you'll summon Masterpiece during their turn. If they pre-search the kaiju, you know it's there. You can pop cards before you can get value out of your Masterpiece before it gets kaiju'd, essentially, which makes this card really good. So that we'll go to the extra deck.
Is that 40?
Yeah, 40 cards. For the extra, we play 2 Dryden and 2 Broadbill. You play 2 of these because of the Lithosagum from Dinosaurs, so if they ever pop 2 Earths and you're only playing one of either of these, they'll just banish. Like, if you're playing one of each, they're both getting banished, then you're going to screw your zoo engine. If you're playing like one of this and 2 of these, they're still going to banish this and it's going to screw up your zoo engine. So you want to play 2 of the mandatory ones, and these are the most important ones I felt to play around Lithosagum from Dinosaurs. And then the one-offs, you don't really care if they hit this, it's really not that big a deal, so I just played 1 Shakinine, 1 Tiger Mortar, 1 Hammer Kong, and 1 Borbo. Just loads of different names means you can do more zoo special summons all in the one turn, and put rats back, summon them back out. A lot of convoluted zoo plays. Then put 2 Emerald, just recycle your engine, it's obviously broken. In the rat diagram combo, you make 2 of these, so you need minimum 2. But the Dweller, like I said, because it's a small regional, you can just blind people with Dweller. You know what they're playing, instead of making Emerald, you just make Dweller and screw the dinosaur deck over. So it's especially strong in this regional. I played the 1 Tornado Dragon because it's actually ridiculous. I played Castell. I didn't want to play Castell, and I wasn't playing Castell. I was playing Utopia and Utopia of the Lightning. But that would push it to 16 cards and I literally couldn't cut anything else, so I had to play 1 card, and it's almost the same. I don't really struggle with it in Masterpiece as much as other decks. I just like, I used to use Lightning a lot to clear monsters that were threatening or an issue to attack over, so Castell kind of filled that role a bit, and it was fine. The 1 Invoker, obviously for the Terratops. I didn't play Totem Bird, again space is really quite an issue. The zoo engine does take up quite a lot of space, so I really couldn't find space for Totem Bird, and it's really not that good anymore. I don't think it really is that impactful. And then the 1 Norden for the Instant Fusion and the Fusion subs. And then we'll put the side deck. 3 Gamma Cell. This is for the Dino deck because VFD, if they're in VFD and Lagia, you can just do this over the Lagia, summon any zoo, spam Drank Up into Dryden. You can't use it that turn, but then it outs the VFD on their turn, and normally making VFD Lagia uses up a lot of their resources, so as long as you have some sort of other thing you can do to stop them, you normally just stop them in their tracks. This isn't as strong with the open VFD Lagia and Nat Beast because that's just really hard to win. It's the main reason why I main 7 hand traps. But yeah, the kaijus were good for dinos. I played 3 Retaliating. I was expecting some Metal Foe. It didn't really come up that much. Stayed it against a zombie player I played, but it didn't really come up very much outside of that. 3 Cosmic. It's insane for the mirror match because if you're playing Twin and you hit this, then when this goes to the grave, it's going to blow up a monster. So this hits this without like triggering its graveyard effect. It's good against diagrams. Say it didn't go first and second in the mirror match. The mirror match becomes more prevalent. I'll probably main it. Didn't main it for this event because I was the only person who had the deck really. There was me and one other person. So there's no point in maining for the mirror match when it's so little played. Then board wipes. This is also good against Dino. You just bait the Lagia and then board wipe, and then it normally wipes out the resources, so you should be able to play. Again, this also isn't as strong against Nat Beast. I was just kind of accepting the loss to VFD, Lagia and Nat Beast. It's really hard to out. You can just draw like spells and traps and tribute them from Masterpiece if you're really lucky, but it's not going to happen that much. And then the last is Unending Nightmare. Any Pendulum deck, I don't want to play against it. Just let them. They're not allowed to play. I'll just kick back and relax. And that was the deck. You want me to show the Terraforming Rat play? No.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Sure. Okay, right, so one of the cool plays in this deck you can do is the just Rat diagram. It doesn't end on anything like specifically broken, but it just helps you fix your hand. It often ends you in Masterpiece. So if you draw this plus the trap or Masterpiece, it will change what you search for diagram, and it will change how you set up the board. But we'll just start with showing, so your normal Rat, and you'd put the Ram in the bin, so you put that in the grave. You will start by making Borbo, detaching, special Rat from your deck, make the Broadbill, detach, search the black sheet, search the fusion sub. You'll then make the Chakinine use its effect and summon Ram from your graveyard. So you can't overlay with this, but you just use the diagram and you blow up the Ram. And then in this situation, depending on what your hand is, so if you've already got Masterpiece, you'll search the trap so you can summon it during their turn because you've already normaled. Or the spell if you want to summon it on your turn, but I don't think you should. So in this scenario, we'll just grab Masterpiece. Okay. And then the Ram will trigger and special summon Rat from your graveyard. So then you can make Emerald. You get Emerald back, Rat, Broadbill, Borbo, MACR. Okay, and then you will, so you'll draw one, you get one card. You fusion sub these two. You make Norden, use Norden, bring back Rat. Over the Rat, we're going to put Kong, detach and summon a Rat for our deck. And then we make a second Emerald. Attach again, and put this Rat back, this Emerald, this Chakinine. Get a second draw. Then you can use the fusion sub, put back the Norden, get a third draw. You haven't used Tiger Mortar yet, so you can also reattach the Ram with the Tiger Mortar just to give you guys some defense so it doesn't just get run over. And then you can just end on Dragon. So you get 3 draws and a search. And then if any of these are like the trap card, then you've got a Masterpiece during your opponent's turn. You just tribute the trap and like the Emerald. When you summon a Masterpiece during their turn, you disrupt them. So just from 2 cards, you end with like this, which is insane, obviously, because you'll have 3 other cards in your hand. So, yep, it's pretty broken.
Alright, any changes or anything you fixed with the deck?
Not really. The deck performed really well. Nothing in particular I don't think I would change. I really like the hand trap ratio I was playing. It seemed to work really well versus dinosaurs and stuff like that. Nothing I would particularly change.
Alright, thanks for the profile, congratulations, and see you next time.
Voila.